he pretended to be single. He told me he was alone. My name is Olivia. I met Mark at a cafe. He seemed perfect. His smile was warm like the sun. But I learned that some smiles can hide many secrets. My story is not a happy one at the beginning. But please, stay with me. It has an important lesson. A lesson I learned with many tears. Yesterday, everything was different. I thought I was the happiest woman in the world. Mark and I had a beautiful life. Or so I thought. Yesterday morning, I woke up next to him. He was sleeping. His face was calm. I watched him, and I felt a deep love in my heart. I made breakfast. We ate together. We laughed. He kissed me goodbye and went to work. It was a normal day, a perfect, normal day. But then the evening came, and a knock on my door changed everything. A woman was there. She was not angry. She looked tired. She was holding a baby in her arms, a small, beautiful baby. I did not know her. I asked, "Can I help you?" She looked at me with sad eyes. She asked, "Is Mark here?" I said he was at work. Then she said the words that broke my world. She said, "I am his wife. This is his son." My story starts 1 year ago, before Mark. My life was simple. It was quiet. I worked at a small library. I love books. I love the smell of old paper. I love the quiet sound of pages turning. The library was my safe place. I had a small apartment. It had one big window. I could see the old oak tree in the garden. I had a cat named Luna. She was black and very sleepy. My life was not exciting, but it was my life, and I was content. I was not looking for love. I thought love was for people in books, not for a simple person like me. One rainy afternoon, I was at my favorite cafe. It was a small place with blue walls. The coffee was always warm. The cake was always sweet. I was reading a book. The rain was hitting the window. It was a cozy sound. The cafe door opened. A man walked in. He shook the rain from his coat. He looked around. His eyes met mine. He smiled. It was a kind smile, not a big smile, just a small, gentle one. He ordered a coffee. He sat at a table near me. I tried to read my book, but I could not focus. I could feel him looking at me. My heart was beating a little faster. It was a strange feeling. After a few minutes, he stood up. He walked to my table. He said, "I am sorry to disturb you, but I saw your book. It is one of my favorites." I looked at my book. It was a simple story about hope. I smiled and said, "I love it too." His name was Mark. We talked for an hour. The rain stopped. The sun came out. It felt like a sign. He had a soft voice. He listened when I talked. He looked at me like I was the only person in the world. He asked about my job at the library. He said it must be wonderful to be around books all day. I agreed. He told me he worked in marketing. He said his job was busy. It was stressful. He said talking to me was like a breath of fresh air. I felt my cheeks get warm. When he left, he asked for my phone number. I gave it to him. My hand was shaking a little. I had not given my number to a man in a very long time. I was nervous. I was also excited. That night, he sent me a message. It said, "It was lovely to meet you, Olivia. I hope we can talk again soon." I read the message many times. I smiled at my phone. Luna, my cat, looked at me. She did not understand my silly smile. We started talking every day. He sent me good morning messages. He sent me good night messages. He asked about my day. He told me about his. His life seemed so different from mine. He had important meetings. He had big projects. My life was about books and my cat, but he was always interested. He made me feel special. He made me feel seen. Our first date was a week later. He took me to a beautiful park. The trees were green. The flowers were bright. We walked for a long time. We talked about everything. We talked about our dreams. I told him I wanted to travel one day. I wanted to see the mountains. He told me he wanted a simple life. He wanted a home with a garden. He wanted peace. His words were like music. He held my hand. His hand was warm and strong. I felt a spark. It was a feeling I had only read about in books. I thought, is this real? Can this be happening to me? I was scared. It felt too good to be true. I was always a careful person. I did not trust things that were too easy. But with Mark, I wanted to trust. I wanted to believe. The weeks turned into months. Our love grew like a flower in the spring. It was beautiful. It was bright. He was everything I ever wanted. He was kind. He was funny. He was patient. He would bring me flowers for no reason. He would leave little notes for me to find. One note said, "Your smile makes my day." I kept all his notes in a small box. I introduced him to my two best friends, Clara and Jane. They loved him. Clara said, "Olivia, he is perfect. You are so lucky." Jane agreed. "He looks at you with so much love," she said. I was happy they liked him. Their opinion was important to me. They were my family. But Mark never introduced me to his family. When I asked about them, he became quiet. He said his parents lived far away. He said their relationship was complicated. He said he did not talk to them much. I felt sad for him. I wanted to meet them, but I did not want to push him. I thought he needed time. I accepted his answer. Love is about trust, I told myself. He also never talked about his friends. He said most of his friends were from his old city. He said he was busy with work. He did not have time to see them. He always said, "You are my best friend, Olivia. I only need you." His words made me feel special. They also made me feel a little strange. Was it normal to have no friends in the city? I had a small doubt. It was like a tiny stone in my shoe. I ignored it. I did not want anything to spoil our perfect story. Sometimes strange things happened. His phone would ring late at night. The name on the screen was just a letter, J or S. He would always go to another room to answer. When he came back, he would look tired. He would say it was his boss. My boss is very demanding, he would explain. I worked in a quiet library. I did not understand the world of marketing, so I believed him. I trusted him. One day we were at the supermarket. A woman with a child smiled at him. She looked like she knew him. Mark quickly turned away. He pulled me to another aisle. I asked, "Who was that?" He said, "I don't know. A stranger." His face was pale. I felt that tiny stone in my shoe again, but I pushed the feeling away. I told myself I was being silly. I was not a jealous person. I trusted Mark. After 6 months, he asked me to move in with him. He said, "Olivia, I want to wake up next to you every morning. I want to come home to you every evening. Let's build a life together." My heart was full of joy. I said yes. 1,000 times yes. This was my dream. A home with the man I loved. We found a small apartment. It was not far from my library. It had a balcony with a view of the city. We painted the walls together. We chose furniture together. It was our home, our sanctuary. I brought my cat, Luna. Mark was good to her. He would play with her. Luna liked him. I thought that was a good sign. Animals know good people. I was wrong. Animals can be wrong too. Our life together was a happy routine. We had breakfast together. We went to work. We had dinner together. We watched movies. On weekends, we explored the city. We went to museums. We went for long walks. I felt so complete. I had never been so happy in my entire life. I would look at him and think, he is my future. He is my forever. I loved his little habits. The way he drank his coffee. The way he hummed when he was cooking. The way he fell asleep with a book on his chest. I loved everything about him. I was blind. Love can make you blind. It can make you see only what you want to see. I remember one evening, we were sitting on our balcony. The city lights were twinkling below us. He held me close. He said, "Olivia, I was so lost before I met you. My life had no color. You brought the colors back." He looked into my eyes. His eyes were so sincere. I saw love in them. Or maybe I saw a reflection of my own love. I did not know it was a lie. How can a person lie with their eyes? I still don't understand that. He often talked about our future. He said he wanted to buy a house with a garden one day. He wanted a dog. He wanted to travel with me. He wanted to see the mountains, just like I did. We planned our whole life together. We were a team, Mark and Olivia. It sounded so right, but the secrets were there. They were like shadows in the corners of our happy home. Sometimes he would get a message and quickly hide his phone. Sometimes he had to go on business trips on the weekend. He would always leave on Saturday morning and come back on Sunday night. I missed him a lot on those weekends. The apartment felt empty without him. I would wait for his calls. He always called. He would tell me he missed me. He would tell me he loved me. I had no reason to doubt him. One time, he came back from a business trip with a small scratch on his neck. I asked him about it. He said he cut himself shaving. It was a strange answer, but I accepted it. Why would he lie about a small scratch? Now I know. The lies were not small. They were huge. They were the foundation of our life together. My friends, Clara and Jane, were happy for me. But Jane was a little more careful. One day, she asked me, "Olivia, have you ever seen his apartment from before he met you?" I said no. He told me he left his old place very quickly. He said he did not have many things. It made sense to me. "Have you met anyone from his work?" she asked. I said no. He said he liked to keep his work life and his personal life separate. Jane looked at me. "I don't know, Olivia. It feels a bit strange. It's like he has no past." Her words made me uncomfortable. I became a little defensive. "You don't know him like I do," I said. "He is a private person. I respect that." Jane did not say anything more, but I could see the worry in her eyes. I should have listened to her. A friend's instinct is often right, but I was too in love to listen. And then came yesterday. The day the lies fell apart, the knock on the door, the tired woman with the baby. I stood at the door, frozen. Her words echoed in my head. "I am his wife. This is his son." I looked at her. She was not a monster. She was a woman like me. Her eyes were full of pain, a pain I was just beginning to feel. I looked at the baby. The baby was sleeping peacefully. He did not know the mess his father had created. He had Mark's dark hair. He had Mark's nose. My mind was a storm. Wife, son. It was impossible. Mark was single. He told me he was alone. He told me I was his only one. Was everything a lie? The cafe, the park, the flowers, the notes, the promises. I let her in. I could not leave her standing at the door. We sat in the living room. The living room Mark and I had created together. She looked around. She saw my books on the shelf. She saw a picture of me and Mark on the table. We were smiling. We were at the beach. It was a happy memory. Or was it? Her name was Sarah. She spoke in a quiet voice. "I am sorry to come here like this," she said. I did not know what else to do. She told me her story. She and Mark had been married for 5 years. They lived in a town just an hour away. That was where he went on his business trips. He was not on a business trip. He was going home to his other life, his real life. She said he had been distant for a year. He was always working late. He was always stressed. She thought it was just his job. She tried to be a supportive wife. But then she found messages on his phone. Messages from me. Messages full of love and plans for a future. Our future. "I found your address," she said, her voice breaking. "I had to see. I had to know if you were real." Her tears started to fall. I wanted to cry too, but I had no tears. I was just empty. I felt a coldness spread through my body. The baby woke up. He started to cry. Sarah held him close. She rocked him gently. I watched her. She was a mother. She was a wife. And who was I? I was the other woman. But I did not know it. I was a fool. a naive, trusting fool. We sat in silence for a long time. The only sound was the baby's soft breathing. What could we say? We were two strangers connected by the same man's lies. We were two victims of his selfish game. I did not hate her. I felt a strange connection to her. We were in the same storm. Then we heard his key in the door. My heart started to beat so fast, I thought it would break out of my chest. Mark walked in. He was humming. He had a bag of groceries. He smiled when he saw me. "Hello, my love. I brought your favorite ice cream." Then he saw Sarah. He saw the baby. His smile disappeared. His face turned white like a sheet of paper. The bag of groceries fell from his hand. The ice cream tub rolled across the floor. Our floor. He looked from me to Sarah, from Sarah to me. His mouth opened, but no words came out. He looked like a cornered animal. For the first time, I saw him clearly. I did not see the kind, loving man I thought I knew. I saw a coward. I saw a liar. Sarah stood up. She was shaking. "Mark," she said. Her voice was just a whisper. I finally found my voice. It did not sound like my own. It was cold and hard. "She says she is your wife, Mark. Is it true?" He could not look at me. He stared at the floor. The silence was heavy. It was suffocating. I asked again, my voice louder now. "Tell me the truth, Mark. For once in your life, tell the truth." He finally looked up. There were tears in his eyes. Tears. How could he cry? He was the one who did this. He whispered one word. Yes. That one word was a bomb. It exploded in our living room. It destroyed everything. Our home, our love, our future. Everything was gone in that one moment. He started to talk. The words came out in a rush. "I'm sorry, Olivia. I am so sorry. I love you. I never meant to hurt you. My marriage with Sarah, it was over. We were not happy." His words were poison. I looked at Sarah. She was holding her baby so tight. Her face was full of pain. He was not happy. Did that give him the right to build a fake life with me? Did that give him the right to lie to both of us? "Don't," I said. My voice was calm now. Strangely calm. "Don't say you love me. You don't know what love is. Love is not about lies. Love is not about secrets. Love is not about hurting people." I walked to our bedroom. My bedroom. I took a small bag. I put in some clothes, a book, my toothbrush. I did not take anything he had given me, the jewelry, the dresses. They all felt tainted now. They were part of the lie. I walked back into the living room. He tried to stop me. He grabbed my arm. "Olivia, please, don't go. We can talk about this." I pulled my arm away. "There is nothing to talk about. You are a married man. You have a child. Your life is with them. My life is not with you." I looked at Sarah one last time. I said, "I am so sorry. I did not know. I truly did not know." She just nodded. Her eyes were empty. We were two broken women in a room built on lies. I walked out of the apartment. I did not look back. I closed the door on that life. on that man. I walked down the street. I did not know where I was going. The city lights were blurry. My tears were finally falling. I cried for the woman I was yesterday. The happy, trusting woman. She was gone forever. I called my friend Jane. I could barely speak. She just said, "Come to my place. I am here for you." I went to her apartment. She opened the door and just hugged me. I cried in her arms for a long time. I told her everything. She listened. She did not judge. She just held me. That night, I understood the value of a true friend. A friend is a safe harbor in a storm. The next few days were a blur. I felt numb. I could not eat. I could not sleep. The pain in my chest was real. It was a physical pain. My heart was truly broken. I felt so stupid. How could I not see it? The signs were all there. The secret phone calls. The weekend trips. The lack of family and friends. I had ignored them all. I wanted to believe in the fairy tale. Jane was amazing. She made me tea. She made me soup. She sat with me when I was silent. She let me talk when I needed to talk. She said, "It is not your fault, Olivia. He is a professional liar. You are a good person. You trusted him because you have a good heart. Don't ever lose that." After a week, I went back to the apartment to get the rest of my things. I asked Jane to come with me. I was scared to see him. I hoped he would not be there. He was. He was sitting on the sofa. The sofa we chose together. He looked terrible. He had not shaved. His eyes were red. He tried to talk to me again. He said he had left Sarah. He said he wanted to be with me. He said we could start over. For a second, a tiny part of me wanted to believe him. The part that still loved the man he pretended to be. But then I saw the truth. A man who can lie so easily to his wife can lie to me too. A man who can abandon his child cannot be a good man. The trust was gone. It was shattered into a million pieces. And you cannot build a life on broken pieces. I looked at him and said, "No, Mark. There is no us. You need to fix your life. You need to be a father to your son. But you will do it without me." I gathered my things, my books, my clothes, my little box of his notes. I held the box for a moment. Then I walked to the kitchen and put it in the trash. The memories were not sweet anymore. They were painful reminders of a lie. And I took my cat, Luna. She was hiding under the bed. She seemed scared. She knew something was wrong. I held her close. She was something real, something true. As I walked out the door for the last time, I felt a strange sense of relief. It was over. The lie was over. The pain was just beginning. But the lie was over. The first few months were very hard. Every little thing reminded me of him. A song on the radio. A couple holding hands in the park. The taste of a certain coffee. I cried a lot. I felt so alone. I thought I would never be happy again. I went back to work at the library. The quiet and the books helped me. I focused on my work. It gave my days a structure, a purpose. Clara and Jane were always there for me. We would have dinner. We would watch funny movies. They reminded me that I was loved, that I was not alone. Slowly, very slowly, I started to heal. The pain was still there, but it was not a sharp pain anymore. It was a dull ache, a scar, a reminder of what happened. I found a new apartment. It was small, just for me and Luna. It had a big window, just like my old one. I could see a beautiful maple tree. I started to build a new life, a life just for me. I started painting again. It was a hobby I had when I was younger. I bought some canvases and paints. I painted the maple tree outside my window. I painted flowers. I painted the sky. Painting helped me express the feelings I could not put into words. My little apartment started to fill with colors. One day, about 6 months later, I was walking in the park. The same park where Mark and I had our first date. For a moment, I felt sad. But then I looked around. I saw the green trees. I saw the children playing. I saw the old couples sitting on benches. And I realized the park was still beautiful. The memory was painful, but the place was not. My happiness did not depend on him. I learned a very important lesson. My happiness is my own responsibility. I cannot give someone else the power to create or destroy my happiness. I gave that power to Mark. I will never make that mistake again. I also learned to trust my feelings. That little stone in my shoe, that feeling that something was wrong. I should have listened to it. It is okay to ask questions. It is okay to have doubts. A person who truly loves you will not hide things from you. They will be open and honest. It has been a year now. A whole year since my world fell apart. But I built it back. Stone by stone. I am different now. I am stronger. I am wiser. I still work at the library. I still love books. I still have my cat, Luna. My life is still simple, and it is still quiet. But it is not empty. It is full. It is full of my paintings. It is full of my friends' laughter. It is full of my own peace. I do not know what happened to Mark and Sarah. I never contacted them. It is their story now, not mine. I hope he became a good father to his son. I hope Sarah found peace. I wish them no harm. I have let go of the anger. The anger was a heavy bag. I carried it for a long time. Now I have put it down. I feel lighter. Sometimes I feel scared to love again. My heart is more careful now. It has a wall around it. But it is not a cold wall. It is a wall with a door. I know that one day the right person might come. A person who is honest. A person who is true. And maybe I will open that door. But for now, I am happy on my own. I am Olivia, and I am enough. To anyone who is listening to my story, maybe you have been hurt too. Maybe someone broke your trust. It feels like the end of the world. I know. The pain is real. But I promise you, it gets better. You are stronger than you think. You can heal. It takes time. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. You can build a new life, A life that is true. A life that is yours. You can do this too. Your story is not over. This is just one chapter. There are many more beautiful chapters to write.